Hello friends, happy Tuesday. Today is July 19th, 2022, and here comes the astro weather for this coming week, starting today until the 25th of July, which is a very special day. I'll explain that a little bit later. So yeah, it's quite a transition week, lots going on, even though we don't have a full moon or a new moon, but we have a few shifts in the astrosphere, and they actually already started today on the 19th. So the first thing that happened today, this morning, was Mercury. When was that? At 5:35 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. That's what I usually refer to because I'm here on the West Coast in beautiful British Columbia. And my name is Melanie Lichtinger. I've been an astrologer for almost 22 years here and love my work, love meeting wonderful people through that, many clients over the many years, returning clients, friends, students, the whole spectrum. And if you feel called to explore your own astrology, please come and get in touch with me. And we can talk about options that would work best for you. So yes, Pacific Daylight Savings Time for Mercury entering Leo. Mercury is now officially in Leo, July 19th until August 3rd. This time around relatively short term, so less than 3 weeks, because Mercury is also pretty fast at this point between retro phases. The next Mercury retro will be starting on September 9th until October 3rd, I believe. Just to verify that. Until October 2nd it is, and that will be Libra and Virgo. But now we're having the Leo Mercury out and about, sharing from the heart, showing our colors, roaring as needed, being passionate. It's showtime and fun time and playtime. So yeah, find your playmates and step into summer and enjoy all the beautiful gifts the season can offer with Mercury in Leo. And maybe you have something you'd like to show and share. Show is Leo, share is Aquarius. They always go well together, and come up with the Aquarius Leo full moon on the 11th. Yes, by then Mercury will be already in Virgo. But things are building up until then, so if you have something that you'd like to share from your heart, be it in person with people, sharing your love really, and living life lovingly, this would be a wonderful time to celebrate and to communicate from that place. It also typically gives us, especially if Leo is well positioned in our chart, will give us more confidence and more radiance and so on. So Leo is already activated hereby with Mercury, and the Sun will follow. That will be on the 22nd of July, also in this week. It's like 22nd of July till 22nd of August. And that's the time of the year of fire and heat being on. This is the hottest fire sign of the zodiac. So it's again the time to shine. It's again the time to enjoy life and showing ourselves fully, living life lovingly. Yes, Leo season will be initiated on Friday. And in the meantime, you have a few shifts. As I said, yes, Mercury entered Leo, and Venus has just entered Cancer on the 17th of July until August the, what is that again? August the 11th, exactly. Lots of dates, lots of dates. And so, yeah, lots of dates maybe also for Venus in Cancer, especially when it comes to showing up and loving yourself and showing your love once again with Venus from your heart, from your loving, compassionate, caring heart. And that can be literally directed towards family or coming from family, and from a place of caring and nurturing also themes of belonging. So anything that feeds your heart, feeds your sensitivity, maybe your needs, your inner child. So all of that will be very welcome with Venus in Cancer. So Venus can also give us gentleness and really more incentive for gentleness, for care, for loving care, while we're going until August 11th through quite a whirlwind time, complements especially Mars, Uranus, and North Node all aligned in Taurus. I hinted at that a few times already, and it's coming nearer. The countdown is on, and next time I will explicitly address it, and perhaps even in a specific video as well, because that is one of the two highlight transits, most important transits, signature transits of 2022, next to Jupiter Neptune alignment in Pisces. That was a whole different vibe to it. That was April 12th, showing us a big wave of unity, how all is connected, all is one, for better or worse. And now we see it through this global crisis also expressed, how we are interdependent, and there's lots to that. And in the meantime, Mars gears up to meet Uranus and the North Node in Taurus, and that is more a revolutionary and more an liberating, awakening energy. Seeing lots of symptoms for that as well already. But getting ahead of myself, today the moon is in Aries, that can easily happen. And did you see the moon last night? Did you see moon, the half moon, almost half moon, waning moon, basically a bit more than half, after the full moon last week? The supermoon last week. Yes, hope you saw that one too. I saw it with friends rising over the ocean. It was chilly, but worth waiting for. The motto of Capricorn, where the full moon was. And in the meantime, the moon has moved to Aries, and that's where we could see her last night, a bit more than half moon, with Jupiter, that bright planet towards the right and top or above the moon was Jupiter. Today, if you look at the moon, will have moved more towards east and more half moon, or a little bit less than half moon, and Jupiter will be a little bit to the side. But still, if skies are clear, beautiful sight. But the alignment was exact last night, followed by Moon and Chiron in alignment. So we have these three now, yesterday and today, really significant. And I had a session with a client who was totally apropos. Moon, Jupiter, and Chiron in Aries, and she's also an Aries sun. So it's about outgrowing, which Jupiter likes. Jupiter likes to show us what needs to expand and what we might need to outgrow, actually. And that can have to do, from the Chiron perspective, Chiron moon also, right, with childhood wounds, in fact, and early conditioning in that regard that did not necessarily allow us to be in that Aries space of authenticity, of spontaneity, of being very forward and going for what we want. Aries is ruled by Mars, so here's the connection with Mars again. And if you are in that mode, you can be also an inspiring teacher or model and show us what it's like and how that goes. But otherwise, there's lots to heal. It says Jupiter Chiron, and more to come when Jupiter actually next year in March, I believe, will meet Chiron in Aries. But in the meantime, today, that was a precursor for that, and also showing us the medicine of being present and really being present for one another, being present and alive, which is Aries. And yeah, so it can be in contrast for somebody who is very much into planning, security, and all that, more the mature, adult, responsible Capricorn stuff. That can be quite a challenge. And Aries brings innocence also, and baby energy, and inspires us to take baby steps, to just step out, show up for life, show up for ourselves and as ourselves. So that piece has been exact today. And also, as I said, Mercury also entered Leo, more fiery energy. What's up next? The waning moon we have at this point, this week we have the waning moon phase from Aries today, yesterday, today, until Cancer, to Cancer until next Monday. And the highlight phases of that is the Aries phase today with Jupiter Chiron, and then the phase with the moon in Taurus on Thursday, when she will meet Mars, Uranus, and the North Node. The Uranus contact is on Friday for Eastern Daylight Savings Time and further east, so for East Coast and Europe and Asia and so on. Otherwise on Thursday. But that, in a way, is also a precursor for what's to come and what's in the making and already happening, already gearing up, the Mars-Uranus North Node alignment on August 1st. So hence it probably is a good idea to already speak a little bit to that, because it's about embodying freedom. It's about finding our both our earth body, our senses, our enjoyment, but also stepping into the light body, which is Uranus in Taurus in a way, right? So the light body experience, basically transcending and casting off density and stuckness, trappedness, which you might feel as symptoms for that. What is it? Experiment. Experimentation, no expectation is the theme with Uranus. What is it that takes you out of that density, out of this habitual quality that can make you feel stuck? And what brings light, what brings freedom, what brings a state of the joy and ecstasy, really, Uranus, Mars. And what more is possible? And how would we really awaken? How can the senses be awakened? So I bet you had lots of experiences recently that called you for that and gave you samples of that. And the universe says, yeah, all power to you, go for it. So yeah, and embody freedom. Can be also in contrast to the South Node in Scorpio currently. And that is a quality of too much Scorpio, basically, and shadow of Scorpio. In other words, being trapped in a dark zone and going down the rabbit hole, going down into a downward spiral emotionally. So what takes us out, what grounds us, how can we come back to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, holding us and feeling safe, feeling well supported and sustained, and enjoying life in summer. And yeah, coming back to our senses in so many ways. And to what's real, as a spiritual teacher, Adyashanti said, tuned into a video with him last night, sort of randomly. What is real? So much is, in a way, concepts and mental concepts, evoking emotions and taking us into certain states, right? And the awakened quality would notice that and free ourselves from that habit, from that trap in a way, right? So yeah, Moon and Uranus and North Node in Taurus on Thursday. That can be quite an exciting day and a phase, followed moon-wise by a rather light-hearted weekend on Saturday, Sunday with the moon in Gemini. Waning moon it is, but it's in Gemini and only generating very sweet sextile trine aspects. Lovely. And even a sense of exuberance with Venus square Jupiter. Venus in Cancer square Jupiter in Aries on the 24th, close to midnight, 11:13 p.m. Pacific. And can be an exuberant energy, can be also conflict if you have these two sides. One is really wants to be safe and protected in a way. The other side is adventurous, the other side, right? So maybe you can bring both together and create more joy, create more new ways of seeing things, outgrowing old ways of feeling belonging, but maybe it's not the real thing. Maybe it's based on a small you. Anyway, Jupiter always advocates gifts of seeing and of outgrowing and transcending. So what else is going on this week? We are approaching, so as I said on Friday, the Sun enters Leo, follows Mercury, and we are approaching then on the 25th, the Mayan calendar day out of time. What's with that? A day out of time. It's a really interesting concept that the Mayan calendar has. Basically, between years, the old year of the yellow electric seed that started on the 25th of July last year ends on the it started on the 26th of July 2021, and it ends on the 24th of July this year. And then on the 26th of July, the Mayan New Year starts. But between Old Year and New Year is that leap day, that void day, that day out of time that is being celebrated by all communities who honor the Mayan calendar, be it traditionally or modern affiliations of it. And that's every year on the 25th of July. So also reminding us that time is just a dimension and it is also consciousness, right? So time is not the linear time that we usually go by, is not given. It's also a construct and a conditioning. So a day out of time invites us to experience what it is to be to live beyond that construct and just to see how you feel if you give yourself permission in that regard, which can be also beautifully feeding into this August 1st alignment with Mars Uranus in the North Node, which is also about liberation from anything that can feel restricting and conditioned. So following that Mayan day out of time, then in the calendar, it sounds paradoxical, that's okay. In the calendar on the 26th of July is the Mayan New Year of the red self-existing moon, which in our Western astrology, so to say, seems to be some kind of parallel with that moon in Aries, with Jupiter, and actually early next week on Monday, on Tuesday, in fact, on the Mayan New Year day, the moon in Cancer will be square with the Jupiter in Aries and will be conjunct Lilith. So Lilith in Cancer also shows us how we need to find a wild and undomesticated and unconditioned self and let that help us find our way home and find our place of belonging in the heart, or maybe it needs to be also expressed externally through a certain place or a certain community. But this is again being authentic, and I need to explore a little bit more what that self-existing moon is all about, because that's not my genre, but I'm always interested. So I always write a little feature on my blog when it comes to the Maya New Year, but on also Chinese New Year. Not claiming that I would, know enough about it to actually consult with people. So my expertise and experience is the Western astrology with the zodiac and solar system, planets, all of that, and your charts. Speaking of that, yes, shall I already mention it? Yes, I will. So in August will be the anniversary of my astrology practice. Again, on August 14th, 2000 is when I started my astrology practice here in and out of Victoria, British Columbia. 22 years. So at the 22nd anniversary month, I will offer again the Client Appreciation Month offer. Keep your eyes peeled on that when it comes to the newsletter that you can find that reaches you via email, or you can find that offer on my on my, Facebook page as an event. And there'll be great deals for all of you, especially if you have had your initial session or previous sessions as a legacy client, as a client who's been with me for a long time. You get more discounts, and you also get discount on all astrology sessions if you're a new client. More about that in the offer, but you can always hit me up and let me know and inquire if you might want to book for that month of August. And yes, so next week we will have the Maya New Year, and the video weather will feature that, along of course also with the Leo new moon on the 28th of July, and then also the alignment on August 1st. So next week will be major. But even this week, as I said, Mercury entered Leo, Chiron went retrograde, so it's time to find the medicine, the inner medicine, and to also notice what has been a recurring theme, patterns, in other words, of when it comes to our emotional but also physical woundings, and how these actually guide us, point us to the intrinsic medicine for them. And yeah, so that's it for today. We're nearing 25 minutes, and I'm closing off here and wishing you a fabulous week, and see you again next week. Bye.